So is Donald Trump anti-war? Is he anti-war?
We would have been instantly in World War III as a result of Trump's actions. Let's be clear about that. In fact, Milley says Trump wanted to attack Iran after he lost the 2020 election. Trump also reportedly wanted to attack Venezuela. And now for his second term, he's considering airstrikes on Mexican soil.
So he wants to attack Mexico. He wants to attack probably Canada and Wisconsin and Florida. He even floated the idea of attacking Iran and Venezuela. He tried to overthrow Venezuela. He tried to coup d'etat Venezuela. In that interview with Elon Musk, he said that he's going to run to Venezuela because of the 34 felony indictment, the hush money case up in New York. So, because he's got legal problems, this is just like Netanyahu. This was just like Bill Clinton. Why did we have the Monica missiles? Why did Bill Clinton bomb Sudan? Because Monica Lewinsky was in the headlines. And since Donald has these criminal charges that was pending before him, well, that's going to make him be desperate, and that's going to make him do desperate shit.
Look, freaking John Bolton in his cabinet. That guy's had a hard-on for war with Iran for fucking decades. He's built his entire Republican credentials on it as being an insane war hawk towards Iran and any...
New wars thing is a distraction from the fact that Trump expanded and escalated pretty much every war that he inherited from Barack Obama. Remember, Obama famously didn't bomb the Assad government in Syria, but Trump did in 2017 and again in 2018. Obama didn't drop the single biggest bomb on Afghanistan, the mother of all bombs, the Moab, but Trump did. In fact, the number of
And liberals applauded him for this. We were talking about this with Tyrell.
Brian Williams did.
They actually defined it as like, Trump's officially the commander-in-chief now that he's dropped the mother of all...
Brian Williams says, look at the beautiful lights.
Of course, hadn't suffered enough under our pillage.
Afghan civilians killed by airstrikes on Trump's watch went up 330%. And as writer Ben Krause points out, quote, there were more civilian deaths from airstrikes in Somalia under Trump than under Bush and Obama combined. Trump also oversaw a 200% increase in airstrike deaths in Iraq and Syria. Number two, well, at least he wasn't a drone president, they say, like Obama was. Look, Obama was indeed a drone president who killed a lot of innocent people with drone strikes. But you know who was a bigger drone president? Donald Trump. Yeah. You just haven't heard about it because much of our media is a joke, and because both Muslims and...
Well, this sounds like Jimmy Dore's wrong. Jimmy Dore's jumped the shark. You're telling us we need to vote for Donald? Donald is the father of the resistance. He's going to get us back to the Constitution. He's going to get us civil liberties. He's going to stop excessive violence with the police. He's going to stop racial profiling.
To get your reaction to, Gavin, and it is something that I don't even think we on our own podcast do a good enough job of pointing out. It does damage to the people of the Middle East this position, but that was her line that, oh yeah, drone strikes are cool, just less American troops on the ground.
Just Ukraine is the only thing that he's going to do less of, but why on Ukraine? Because him and Putin are buddies. So no colluding, but he's just kind of colluding with Russia on his own accord.
Not only that, I don't know if
he don't even need anybody beckoning him.
But he also vetoed the bipartisan legislation that was co-sponsored by Ro Khanna and what's-his-fuck from Kentucky. Oh, it was Mike Lee. Or no, maybe it was Rand Paul. It was Rand Paul. Maybe Mike Lee also was involved, but it got all the way to Donald Trump's desk, and he vetoed it. Okay, he was going to stop bipartisan legislation to prevent a genocide in Yemen. And do you know why he did it? Because Saudi Arabia has him by the fucking balls.
Tens of thousands of deaths.
All of our presidents are Saudi Arabia's bitch.
It started on Obama's watch, yes. But in 2018, it was President Trump who oversaw the Yemen war's deadliest and most violent year up until that point. It was Trump who was in charge when a US-made bomb was dropped on a school bus full of Yemeni kids. And it was Trump, like Biden with Israel, who bypassed Congress to get weapons and bombs to his pal MBS in Saudi Arabia, which were then used to kill even more innocent Yemenis en masse. So when you say Trump didn't do a genocide, didn't mass kill Muslims, you're erasing the people of Yemen, and you should really be ashamed of yourself. To be clear, Trump did try and start new wars, expanded old wars, increased drone strikes, and helped do a genocide in the Middle East. He also supported the invasion of Iraq, wanted America to steal Iraq's oil, and pardoned and praised American soldiers convicted of war crimes in Iraq. He's the president who ramped up the defense budget and surrounded himself with neocon hawks like Mike Pompeo.
He told us that the Bush brothers had lied to us. They lied, and it was a big lie. It was a big doozy of a lie. And then he kept the troops there. He said the occupation continues. So he had a chance to fix the lie. But hell, who gives a shit? If you're going to start a war over a lie, why not do January 6th, you know? Let's start a civil war over a lie. Who gives a fuck, you know?
Mike Pence, Nikki Haley, and John...
And that's also true. We can't forget that he did pardon a bunch of the Blackwater disgusting fucks that were committed.
He did pardon those Blackwater pieces of shit. They just went around doing a turkey shoot. They just went around just shooting innocent people and laughing about it. Just a good old time.
Let's actually go ahead. Well, we don't have time. Hold that thought.
It almost seems like American policy, American foreign policy, and domestic policy are the opposite.
Donald Trump. It will fill you in.
People pretend that these mass shootings are, awful here, and they are. They absolutely are awful. I saw a meme where it said, is that a school of fish? And then the guy shot the water.
No, that's ridiculous.
But you just heard him about bombing a school bus.
Right now. Don't fall for it.
Boom. Don't fall for it.
Is that it?
Reduce the drone war. That was something that actually he deserved credit for, and that not enough people gave him credit for, which always sucks. Same with the
now I'm going to go ahead and read some of John Fuselige's. He wrote some things too. So he's anti-war. Jimmy Dore has jumped the shark. Jimmy Dore is trying to tell us, don't vote for Kamala, which I'm all about. But he's not telling us to vote for Cornel West. He's not telling us to vote for Jill Stein. He's not telling us to vote for Claudia De La Cruz. If you got a conscience, that's who you would vote for. And actually, well, yeah, at the end, I got an awesome video of an hippo walking by some alligators. So if you want to check that out, just go ahead and fast forward to the end. John Fugelsang, he says, Trump bombed Syria, Trump bombed Yemen, Trump bombed Somalia, Trump bombed the mother of all bombs on Afghanistan. What about this as anti-war? Just the Ukraine thing? So you're against the military-industrial complex only when it defends a nation? You don't want one nation invading another nation. That's the United Nations. That's World War II. That's the legacy of the greatest generation. Under Biden and Harris, fewer soldiers have died in combat than in any administration since Jimmy Carter. Trump assassinated a foreign military leader that was Soleimani in Iraq. In Iraq and Syria alone, Trump drone strikes killed an estimated 13,400 civilians per air wars. Oh, what the hell are we doing that for? You said they lied about us to get into Iraq, and now you're drone striking people in Iraq. In fact, the first fucking day he got in, he killed a 9-year-old girl. What was that 9-year-old girl's name? If you're in Congress, why wouldn't you bring charges up on Trump for killing that 9-year-old American girl? A 9-year-old American girl was killed right off the top. Right in the very beginning of his, let's see, Trump bombs 9-year-old girl. His biggest fan, no, let's see. The assault allegations, an 8-year-old girl, Nawar al-Awlaki, the daughter of the New Mexico-born Al-Qaeda leader Anwar al-Awlaki. So Nawar, why did Nawar get killed? Nawar was an 8-year-old girl. But why? Well, she was in Yemen. Her dad was a terrorist. So, who gives a shit, right? Nawar al-Awlaki. And then who did it? Nobody's taking any kind of credit for it. It just fucking happened out of nowhere. And then they said that there was a member of the Navy SEAL Team 6 who died in the raid. So in the raid, you're going to see a Navy SEAL Team 6 guy die. An 8-year-old American girl named Nawar is going to get killed, who went by Nora. So 8-year-old Nora was killed. Why did 8-year-old Nora get killed? What the hell was the point? Let's see, what else have we got here? He increased the troop levels in Afghanistan by 25%. He bragged about relaxing the rules of engagement in Afghanistan, which doubled civilian casualties. He freed 5,000 Taliban, which include the terrorists who now run Afghanistan. He pulled out of the INF treaty. He pulled out of the Open Skies treaty. And he loves Putin's slaughter of Ukrainian civilians. He's saying it's genius and savvy. Look how Putin is just killing all those people in Ukraine. Just so smart. He pulled out of the Iran nuke treaty, even though our military said that Iran was compliant. So any future Iranian nukes will be 100% because of Trump. Trump lied to everyone. You love that it was safe to fill the pews on Easter in 2020. He's on tape telling Bob Woodward that it's a deadly airborne killer the exact same week. So who gives a shit about COVID? Don't do the testing on COVID. Hey, there is no COVID. What do you mean COVID? No, people aren't dying of the flu. That's not what's happening. No, don't believe your own lying eyes. Believe his lies. Don't believe the evidence and the truth. Don't believe your experiences. Believe your... Okay, so this is just an awesome, awesome video. It's a hippopotamus, and he's walking by these alligators, and then eventually the alligators let him. Because as the thing here it says is from Nature is Amazing in this other account, everyone recognizes a psycho when they see one. So the hippo needs to get a little bath. He wants to enjoy the water too. And then that first alligator, he kind of tested them to see if that first alligator was going to do shit. That first one didn't do shit. He kind of sniffed its tail for a while. I was like, when I first watched it, what's going to happen? And then those other two alligators just said, back the fuck up. Get this motherfucking damn wild cow. This wild cow thinks he could just kind of walk right up on us and enjoy our river. And they're like, yeah, we're going to let him do that. So... it's awesome. I love that little clip.